how to know if you're experiencing a spiritual awakening. Before we begin, let's just take a deep breath in and then breathe it out. How to know if you're experiencing a spiritual awakening. How to know if you have achieved an awareness of a spiritual reality. A spiritual awakening is about waking up out of the socially constructed self. It is about waking up out of the idea that your thoughts, beliefs, or stories define you. It is about waking up out of the idea that anyone's thoughts, beliefs, or stories about us really have anything to do with who or what we are. If you have experienced a spiritual awakening, you might desire to find the meaning or purpose of your life. You may start to question why you are here. What happens after you die? Is there a God or a higher state of being? When you have experienced a spiritual awakening, you will start to question things more. It's like in the Matrix, when Neo takes the red pill and suddenly sees the world for what it really is. When you have experienced a spiritual awakening, you will no longer see the world in the way as you once did. You will realize that it's not even real. Everything we experience starts in our own minds. It starts in our imagination. And we then establish connections with people who agree with us, people who share the same experience. But that doesn't mean that what we are experiencing is real. Everything we experience is only possible because of our brains. What if we were not limited by our brains? What if we had unlimited processing and capacity? I'm sure we would then experience the world in a completely different way. We would see different things, hear different things, feel different things. We only experience the world in the way that we do because of our brains. But what is outside of that? What is not able to be perceived by the human brain? What is outside of this physical reality? These are the kinds of questions that you may begin to have when you have experienced a spiritual awakening. You will realize that there must be so much more to us. There must be so much more than this life. Before you experience a spiritual awakening, you are living in a dream world. Everything is filtered through your ego. Everything is filtered through your sense of self-esteem or self-importance. Everything revolves around your personal identity. But when you've experienced a spiritual awakening, you begin to experience life through your soul, through the spiritual part of yourself. You develop an awareness of the connection between yourself and everything else. You realize that you are one with the universe and everything in it. before you experience a spiritual awakening, it's like you're watching a movie. You're constantly reacting to what's being displayed to you. But when the movie ends, you come back to a different reality, where you realize that you were just watching a movie. It wasn't even real. It's just something that you were tuned into as a form of entertainment, or something you could learn from. But that's all this life really is. We are here to have fun. We are here to experience the physical reality. We are here to learn more about ourselves. When you've had a spiritual awakening, you realize that you don't need to take everything so seriously. You might have spent your entire life on autopilot, never thinking about who you really are, what you want, or why you are here. But once you've awakened, you become self-aware. You start to question why you do certain things. Why do you feel certain emotions? Why do you compare yourself to other people? Why do you attract negative people? Why do you eat meat? You begin to feel a sense of connection to animals and nature. You feel as though it's unfair to kill animals for food. As though animals have an equal right to live, just as we do. You feel a sense of connection to other people. You may desire to help others. You may be more curious about why people do what they do, rather than judging them. You may avoid killing insects, while you may have done this before without giving it a second thought. You feel connected to the earth. You no longer see littering or wasting food as an acceptable practice. When you have experienced a spiritual awakening, you will begin to let go of attachments. You will no longer define yourself by the car you drive or the clothes you wear. You will realize that growing up you took on ideas and beliefs based on what your family, friends, the media or science told you. But once you have experienced a spiritual awakening, you begin to see through it. You begin to realize that just because someone defines something to be a certain way, it doesn't mean that's what it is. We create these ideas and beliefs in our own minds and use them to try and make sense of something. But it's still just something that we have created. It has nothing to do with reality. When you have experienced a spiritual awakening, you will begin to feel inner peace. You will begin to feel freedom from disturbance, tranquility. That doesn't mean that everything is perfect. But when things go wrong, you're no longer on an emotional roller coaster of anger or frustration. You have increased intuition. You feel that there is a reason for why these things are happening. You feel that everything is taking you to where you are meant to be. You develop this ability to understand things instinctively without the need for conscious reasoning. You feel more compassionate. You feel more empathetic to the people around you. You feel a sense of common humanity. When you have experienced a spiritual awakening, you are no longer afraid of death. All fear decreases the more awakened that you become. You are no longer attached to this life. You are more focused on living in the moment, rather than worrying about the future or regretting what happened in the past. You understand that death is not only inevitable, but it is also a part of the process. When you have awakened, you feel more authentic. You feel like you can be yourself without the fear of being judged. You no longer feel the need to conform. You feel a sense of satisfaction just by being who you are. You have a more consistent level of well-being, and you feel happier and healthier. Thank you for watching. I hope this video resonated with you. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. Click the bell icon to receive notifications for my future videos. Sending you peace, love and light. And I look forward to talking with you in my next video.